There's nothing better in life than having a problem that is truly worth solving. A purpose that gets you out of bed every morning, no matter what pain or suffering you may be going through. When you know your work is necessary, you find the strength to move forward with determination. That sense of purpose becomes the antidote to bitterness and hopelessness. The truth is, there are countless ways to interpret the world, but not all interpretations are meaningful or sustainable. If you devote yourself only to career, working 70 to 80 hours a week, sacrificing everything else, you might achieve exceptional status, but at a cost. You may lose your balance, your family life, and your ability to enjoy simple human connections. While some rare individuals thrive in such one-dimensional pursuit, most people will find more fulfillment in a balanced life. Family, friendships, meaningful work, and personal growth. This balance may not bring extreme fame, but it will bring stability, peace, and strength when life's storms come. Every choice you make has a cost. Too often, people assume their current path is risk-free, but even doing nothing carries invisible risks. Facing the truth, really confronting your flaws and mistakes, is painful, but it's the only way to grow. Asking yourself hard questions like, what foolish thing am I doing right now that I could stop if I were truly willing? Opens the doorway to change. These changes aren't massive revolutions. They are small, honest corrections. Tidying your space, telling the truth, waking up on time, taking responsibility. Tiny steps that, when repeated, transform your entire life. Improvement doesn't come through lies or comfort. It comes through truth. The most admirable people are relentless about honesty, both with themselves and others. When you speak the truth, you gain power. But when you speak only to impress, to gain approval, or to manipulate, you betray yourself. Slowly, your real voice disappears, replaced by a false persona. You may win applause, but it won't be your victory. Deep down, you'll know you never lived your own life, you lived a performance. That road ends in resentment, bitterness, and despair. The way forward is difficult but clear. Stop pretending. Stop lying. Stop living for appearances. Sacrifice who you pretend to be so you can finally live as who you truly are. That is where meaning lies. That is where real life begins. The real reason you're miserable is not because of bad luck, not because of other people, and not because the universe is against you. It's because somewhere deep down, you already know the truth about your life, but you refuse to face it. You know the habits that are destroying you, you know the lies you keep telling yourself, and you know the things you need to change, but you avoid them. Misery comes from dishonesty with yourself. You put on masks for the world, you say the right things to please others, you live for approval, but every time you do, a piece of the real you dies. You create a life of appearances, and even when you achieve success on the outside, you feel empty on the inside because it wasn't truly your victory. It belonged to the false version of you that you built. That's why no matter how much you earn, achieve, or gain, you still feel miserable. The truth is painful. It's uncomfortable. That's why so many people hide from it. But hiding doesn't protect you. It destroys you slowly. You become bitter, resentful, and empty because you know deep down you're not living your own life. The way forward begins with one brutal but powerful step: honesty. Ask yourself, what am I doing right now that I know is wrong and that I am capable of changing? Don't look for grand answers, look for the small, specific ones. Maybe it's wasting hours scrolling when you know you should be building. Maybe it's lying to someone you love. Maybe it's neglecting your health, your discipline, or your responsibilities. These may seem small, but they are the very things holding you back. And when you face them, when you change them, your life starts to reorganize itself piece by piece. The people who live with strength, integrity, and meaning aren't special. They've simply made a commitment to truth. They stopped lying to themselves, and they stopped chasing comfort over growth. Comfort will keep you weak. Truth will make you strong. Improvement doesn't come through dramatic revolutions. It comes through consistent, honest corrections. Tidy your space. Take responsibility. Speak honestly even when it costs you. Wake up with discipline. These small, unglamorous steps are the foundation of freedom. But here's the hard part. You have to let go of the version of yourself that only lives for others, for appearances, for applause. That version might win temporary approval, but it will never give you peace. Sacrifice who you pretend to be so you can become who you really are. Yes, it's difficult. Yes, it will cost you relationships, comfort, and the illusion of security. But what you gain is worth everything. You gain authenticity. You gain strength. You gain a life that feels like yours. If you keep living for appearances, you will end up resentful, bitter, and broken. You will look back at your life and realize you never lived. It was all a performance. But if you choose truth over lies, meaning over comfort, responsibility over excuses, then even in the face of hardship, you will find fulfillment. Because misery doesn't come from failure, it comes from refusing to be honest about who you are and what you need to change. So the real reason you're miserable is not fate. It's not other people. It's not the world. It's you lying to yourself. But the good news is this: the moment you decide to stop pretending, the moment you decide to take responsibility, the moment you choose truth, you unlock freedom. From there, misery fades and life finally begins.